What's up, Odooers, and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you all about time off types. We'll discuss the different time off types and how they inform all the time off requests that employees can submit, and we'll even make a new one ourselves. So follow me as I explain one of the most important building blocks of the time off app. Here on the main time off app dashboard, I can see all my time allotments at this top bar. These also represent different time off types. Vacation time and sick time off are both time off types. That's because all time off need to have a type associated with it. Time off types tells the payroll app how to count your absence when you take time off. Is it paid? Does the time off count toward earned accrued time? How is the pay calculated and with what codes? These are all answered and determined by the time off type. Anytime I request new time off, all I have to do is click new in the upper left hand corner, and then I need to specify the time off type that I'm requesting off. So let's take a look at our currently configured time off types by clicking configuration at the top, followed by time off types. Some time off types come pre-configured in the time off app, such as sick time or unpaid time off. But we also added more time off types that fit our business's needs. For example, maternity leave here was created to comply with our local labor laws and also because Charlene, our carpenter, is expecting. Congrats again, Charlene. That's going to be a beautiful baby. Now, this list shows me the basic information from the name of the time off, who needs to approve any of the allocations for the time off, as well as what the work entry appears on the employee's payslip. Management has decided that they want a new time off type for a training. We host several on-site trainings at our various locations, and we want to make sure that our employees can take advantage of these classes as well. So to make this new time off, we're just going to click new in the upper left-hand corner. And when we click that, a time off type form loads. First, we need to enter the name of the new time off, which is going to be training time off. Next, I need to decide how time off requests for this time off type are handled. Here, I can select no validation, by time off officer, by employee's approver, by employee's approver and time officer. But in this case, I want time off to be approved by the employee's approver. This means that the person listed as the time off approver on the employee's record is the one responsible for approving these training time requests. Here at Stealthy Wood, the employee's manager is assigned as their approver, so in short, their manager would be approving training time off requests. Below that is configuration. I want the HR manager to handle allocations, so in the Notified Time Off Officer field, I'm going to select Abigail Peterson. This time off can only be taken in whole days, so I'll leave this Take Time Off in field as days. I don't want to deduct the employee's extra hours to go towards any training time off request, so I'll leave the Deduct Extra Hours field blank. I also don't want to include public holidays in the time off request, so I'll leave the Public Holiday Included field unchecked as well. I do want this to appear on the dashboard, and I also want them to attach documents like the schedule for the training, so I'm going to tick the Allow to Attach Supporting Documents field. This kind of time off field determines if the employee will gain time towards an accrual plan when using that time off type. The options are absence as well as worked time. Since I want them to get credit as a working day for taking a training, I'm going to select work time for this field. Next, the payroll entry type here in the payroll section is super important. It determines how time off appears on the paycheck and therefore how it is calculated. For the work entry type field, I'm just going to select attendance. And this is because they are at work, they're just learning job skills in a different location. Okay, I also have the ability to choose a color for this time off type, and this is the color that will appear on the dashboard. So here I'm going to select blue just because it feels very trainee to me. And last, we also have the ability to pick a cover image, which is the icon that appears on the dashboard for this time off type. So we'll select this graduation cap icon since it looks very trainy as well. Okay, moving along, let's check out allocations request at the top. I need to determine how the days are granted or allocated to employees. I want the time off to be assigned to the employee, so I'll keep the request allocation field here on yes. Next, I don't want employees to be able to request more days than that are given, so in the employee request field here, I'm going to leave this as not allowed. Moving along, when the allocations are given, I want both the manager and the time off officer to approve the allocations. So I'll set this approval field here to employees approver and time off officer. Lastly, let's talk about allow negative cap over here. If I tick this box, that means that employees can request more training time off than they have been granted. And if approved, they can carry a negative balance. Since I don't want that to happen, I'm just going to keep this unticked. Okay, this looks good to me. So the form does autosave as I type, but I like to click the manual save button at the top just because I'm one of those people. Now, when I click back on the time off type's breadcrumb, I can see our new time off type right here. And there you have it, people. We learned what time off types do, how they affect payroll, and created a new time off type to use in the future. Now, go take a break. I know you've been wanting a snack. I'll see you in the next video.